Okay, let's dive into a book that, if you've read it, you know it sticks with you. Khaled Hosseini's unforgettable debut novel, The Kite Runner. This is one of those powerful, absolutely heartbreaking stories that really gets into some of the deepest human emotions: friendship, betrayal, and that long, long search for forgiveness, all set against the turbulent backdrop of Afghanistan's modern history.
Ah, this line. This is it. This is the emotional core of the entire novel, right? It's this incredibly promise of unwavering loyalty, a symbol of just pure, unconditional love. But it's also a phrase that's going to echo with so much guilt and eventually hope throughout the story. So let's unpack how we get to a line that powerful.
All right, so first, we're heading back to the 1970s, to a Kabul that's still peaceful, vibrant, and culturally rich. This is where we meet our two young protagonists, Amir and Hassan. Their deep childhood bond is really the soul of this story. But, and this is a big but, their friendship is complicated, right from the very beginning. And when I say complicated, I mean there are these massive and visible walls between them. You see, Amir is a Pashtun, the son of a wealthy and respected man. He's privileged. Then you have a son. He's a Hazara, the son of Amir's servant and part of an oppressed ethnic minority. And this stuff, the social status, the ethnic group, the class, it's not just background noise. No way. It defines the whole power dynamic between these two boys. But despite all those lines society drew between them, their bond as kids was 100% genuine. Their world was small, it was just them, sharing stories under the pomegranate tree, and the big one, the shared passion for kite fighting. This amazing Afghan tradition, it really symbolizes their innocence and the absolute peak of their friendship. And then everything changes. This is where the story just takes this dark, sharp turn. There's this one, single, devastating moment that completely shatters that innocent world, and it sets the course for the rest of Amir's entire life. This is the one event that will haunt him for decades. So let's walk through how it all unravels. It starts with this huge triumph, right? Amir wins the big local kite fighting tournament, finally earning that glimmer of pride from his father he's been so desperate for. To seal the victory, loyal Hassan runs to retrieve the last kite, a total act of devotion. But in that moment, Hassan is cornered and brutally assaulted. And Amir sees it happen. He witnesses the whole thing, and he does nothing. He just stands there paralyzed by this toxic mix of fear, jealousy, and a selfish need to protect his own moment of victory. And that shocking inaction shatters their bond forever. And we're not talking about just feeling bad for a little while. Oh, no. For Amir, this guilt becomes a core part of his identity. It's like it's woven into his DNA. It's this constant, festering wound, born from that one moment of cowardice that just poisons his self-worth and influences every choice he makes from this point forward. So Amir's personal world is just completely shattered by this guilt. And then, as if that weren't enough, the political world around him literally explodes. And this is a huge theme in the book. You can run from your country, but there is no way you can outrun your past. So let's fast forward a bit. In the late 70s, the Soviet invasion forces Amir and his father to flee Kabul. By the 80s, they've landed in California, trying to build a new life from scratch. And years pass. Amir grows up, gets married, becomes a writer, but that ghost of what he did and what he failed to do is always, always with him. And on top of all that guilt is another layer of conflict, his relationship with his father, Baba. Amir spends his whole life desperately seeking the approval of this powerful, imposing man, while secretly believing he'll never be worthy of it. How could he be after what he let happen to Hassan? It's just this constant, painful dynamic. Then, years later, the phone rings. It's a call from an old family friend offering Amir a single, terrifying chance. A chance to go back, to confront his past, and to find what he has been searching for his entire adult life: a way to be good again. But the Afghanistan he returns to is not the one from his childhood memories. All that vibrant culture, the bustling streets of Kabul, they've been replaced by the brutal, oppressive rule of the Taliban. It's such a powerful illustration of how war doesn't just destroy buildings, it can erase entire ways of life. And this, right here, is what Amir's journey home is all about. He has to learn the hard way that true redemption isn't about erasing the past or just saying you're sorry. It's a painful, active process. It demands real courage, real sacrifice, and it demands facing the very thing you've spent your life running from. So, that's the basic shape of the story. But let's talk about the why. Why has this book become such a huge modern classic? What is it about this story that just resonates so deeply with millions of people all over the world? Well, a huge part of its power has to be Hosseini's writing style. It's not overly complex or flowery, it's incredibly direct and just emotionally raw. Because he tells the story from Amir's point of view, we're stuck right there inside his flawed conscience. We feel his shame, we feel his longing, and it's so intimate, it's almost uncomfortable and completely unforgettable. And if you really break it down, the book is just packed with these huge universal themes. I mean, it's grappling with guilt and the hope for redemption. It's digging into the complexities of friendship and what loyalty really means. And then you have these timeless conflicts, right? Social and ethnic divisions, the complicated love between fathers and sons, and of course, the profound trauma of war and exile. But I think at the end of the day, what makes The Kite Runner so enduring is its unflinching emotional honesty. It doesn't shy away from the ugliest parts of human nature, our cowardice, our jealousy, our capacity for betrayal. Amir is a deeply flawed character, but because of that, his journey to find a way to be good again feels real and it feels universal. And that really brings us to the big, lingering question the book leaves you with, doesn't it? Even after acts of great courage and sacrifice, can a person ever truly atone for their worst sins? Is redemption a destination you finally arrive at, or is it a lifelong journey you have to keep fighting for? That's definitely something to think about.